But where I want to start out is something that I said yesterday, completely off the cuff, kind of just throw it out there just to be funny, and we'll see where it takes us. Because Jalen Ramsey, the Jacksonville Jaguars cornerback, said he is no longer going to be giving hot takes on quarterbacks. He's just going to talk about how much he likes Nick Foles and is happy to be a Jaguar. And I'm sure that this has no connection whatsoever to him wanting a contract extension, that he's going to be much more quiet in the media. So we were trying to emulate Jalen Ramsey and come up with the hottest quarterback takes that we possibly could that could be defended. And what I landed on was Aaron Rodgers is washed, which at the first time it comes out of the mouth feels a little weird. Like, what? Okay, because, it's still Aaron Rodgers and he's not super old. But I started to think about, Danny, whether this is actually a defensible take or not. Whether you could make a case that Aaron Rodgers, while not bad, is not what he used to be. And so looking at even the last, I've been poking around, playing around with the numbers. The last 4 years from Aaron Rodgers, he has only averaged 7.1 yards an attempt.
So this is since his last MVP?
Yes.
Okay.
Since 2014, yes. So he's 30-24-1. Stupid one. But 30-24-1. Now he's got 112 touchdowns and only 23 picks, so he never throws picks.
But part of that is he hasn't taken the same amount of risks that he used to take earlier in his career. He's been far more conservative with the risks that he's willing to take. How many interceptions did he throw last year? I think it was only like two or something like that. It was something ridiculous because there are windows that Rodgers used to be very aggressive in attacking and very confident that he'd be able to get the ball into. And I don't think he has thought the same way. And maybe part of that was an issue with Mike McCarthy, the head coach of the Packers formerly. Maybe that'll change with Matt LaFleur running the show now in Green Bay, but maybe this is just who he is now too.
So here's the comparison. He has only thrown 23 touchdowns to 112, or 23 picks to 112 touchdowns, which is outrageous. And over 16 games, that's a 33 touchdown, 7 pick season. So he's not trash for sure, but 7.1 yards per attempt and a 98 rating. Again, these are good numbers. These would be like a good Kirk Cousins season. Over 16 games over the last 4 years, 4,200 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 picks, 44 sacks per 16 games, which is a ton of sacks. That's like what Kirk Cousins took last year, and a 98 quarterback rating. Those are all good quarterback stats. Now, let me give you the previous 4 years, 2011 through 2014. He averaged 8.5 yards an attempt,
way better,
which is outrageous. A 112 quarterback rating, and he went 43-13.
It's pretty good.
That's from 11 to 14, and from 15 to 18, those numbers are nowhere close. That over 16 games is 40 touchdowns and 7 picks. But the fact that his quarterback rating from his best years, 2011 to 14, was 112.6, and it goes down to 98 over the last 4 seasons, I think that you could blame some of this on the team. You could blame some of it on Mike McCarthy, but I don't think that he has been the same player over the last couple of years. Maybe injuries have been part of that for both seasons, but even before that, the 2-10-6 years in 2015 and 16, the numbers are just not as good as they used to be.
Yeah, and you can point at the injuries as to a reason why you think that he could be washed in the future too. You could look at, okay, maybe he's not going to be what he was because we've seen some evidence before he got hurt, but then you couple in the knee injury he had last year that was probably a little more significant than the Packers or him let on everyone to believe, and then the collarbone the year before. This guy is not the same, and he's 36 now? You're going to start to see some natural decline just because he's old. That happens. I mean, Father Time's undefeated, right?
I think so, but there are some other fellas who make me wonder if that's true or not, and that would be Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. And Manning had an unbelievable year, second to last year when he did not win the Super Bowl, but then had a bad year when he won the Super Bowl. It's weird, but he was still old. And Tom Brady was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL last year, and he's old. And so Rodgers has potentially 5 years remaining in his career, 5, 6, 7. I mean, who knows with quarterbacks? You can't hit them anymore, and they take great care of their bodies.
But even when those guys got hurt, because both Brady had a significant knee injury, but how old was he when that injury took place? I think Rodgers is probably a little older when he experienced these major injuries than those guys were. And I could be wrong there, but that's how I seem to remember things.
No, I think you're right. And having 2 years in a row of being injured may spin the statistics the wrong way.
It catches up on you too. Like
It
your
does,
body
yeah.
having to go through that back-to-back years, you don't get a break. You don't get an off season where you haven't had to deal with having to rehab yourself. You don't get a full off season to just better yourself because you have to worry about getting back to normal first.
So I'll give you this part of it too. During his prime, 2000, it probably goes back even a little farther than this, but 2011 to 2014, his lowest Pro Football Focus grade was an 86. I mean, he's got 93, 92. It's 1 to 100. And
Yeah.
like he's getting 93s and 94s.
He's unbelievable.
So outrageous numbers from 2011 to 2014. Now, last year he got good grades, but you brought it up that he threw the ball away all the time because he was afraid to throw picks. But even 2015 and 2017, 77 and 79. And those are his two worst years of his career since he became a starter. And that's 2 out of the last 4 seasons. And last year he didn't play super well. I mean, I guess what I'm thinking is how much should we really blame this entirely on Mike McCarthy? And how much should we be saying, you know what? Maybe the guy is just going to be a good quarterback now and not a great, unbelievable, all-time take over every game and win everything quarterback.
I think McCarthy